Alright, let's see. Hello. How's it going? Alright, and the only one that actually has in this one is Subnautica fun. So after home is done playing, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to So today what we're gonna be doing, just start off feeling artsy again, because holy crap, feeling artsy is back, baby. It's been years. So figured what we could do is start with some animation, because that's what I'm going to be using Feeling Arts for mostly going forward, is for animating and animation. So I'm currently in a multi-animator project for Half-Life VR, but the AI is Self-Aware, or Fulbright for short. It is being hosted by my friend Harmony Tree, and it's to Turn the Lights Off by Tally Hall. And I will say up front that there will not be any audio on this stream for Tally Hall itself, because I'll be doing all the syncing and stuff on my other laptop. So I'm not going to be able to stream that. So y'all aren't going to be able to see. So I'm going to try and keep those sections as short as I can. So we should be good. I don't know if you know this about me, but I really, really love animating gestures. I'm really nervous to be streaming again, because I haven't streamed in years. So like the last time that I actually did like an art stream was back during the lockdown, and that was on Twitch, so not YouTube. So when it comes to actually like streaming again, I'm like nervous. I should also probably mention that if he so chooses to join, I may have a co-host here on. I don't know if, or I don't know when or if he's even sure, but if he does, yep. Alright, I have a whole list of things that I wanted to talk about. The grand return of Feeling Arts all of them escaped my brain. I don't know what I want to talk about. What's that? Is there? No, I don't have any other things I can. Wait, I do. Hang on.
Tim, check your fucking mic quality.
Yay! Alright!
Yes!
Crisis averted!
You're alive! I fucking knew it was the mic, bitch! It's always the microphone!
I still blame you. So hi chat, how is everybody?
That has made us lose the game! Thank you, Tide Control!
Tide, no, you can't do that to me. That is so mean.
We have lost the game now, and we must make everyone else lose the game.
That was uncalled for. Unrelated to anything that we were just experiencing and back to the stream, something that I really like about my Coomer design is that I'll draw the clones with all 5 fingers, but Coomer himself only gets 4. There's symbolism here.
Holy shit! Holy shit, you fucking beautiful genius!
There is many symbolism here, actually. I'm going to explain one of them because it's just funny, but Dr. Coomer is a cartoon character to me.
Excellent.
He was born in the wrong era.
I mean,
yeah, quite literally, he was born in the wrong era.
He wasn't even born, he's a video game character!
No more technical difficulties, we got this.
No more technical difficulties for now.
Okay, next...
We haven't been streaming up to now.
Oh my god.
We have not been streaming up to now, this has all just been in the ether.
I was streaming until you joined.
It's now!
You're a
How many times must I say this? No, I've just been freed from the fucking, from mortal flesh. You can't give me more mortal flesh, Tibbins!
Get back in it.
No!
Oh yeah, Checkers was gonna be in here for this stream, but then he bit me, so now he's not. Oh my god, okay, so I have an alarm that's set for like 11 every day, unless I have it turned off. And today I had it turned off so it could go off at 1 so I could get ready for my doctor's appointment. Checkers, I woke up to Checkers meowing outside my door for food, and I was like, ah, shoot. So I got up, and I fed him, and I gave him, like, an extra big breakfast because I fucking missed it. So I gave him, like over half a can, right? And he's still a kitten. He's only, like, 5 months, so this is, like, a big meal. I gave him a lot. He has not stopped begging for more food all day. Like, I got home to my roommate basically being like, have you fed him? You need to feed him. And I was like, I did!
Why have you forsaken?
Checkers is pretty sure I'm starving him when I am giving him so much food. And I'm like, bro, you're not getting any more. Not till later. Stop it. Gonna eat me out of house and home.
Silly guy.
Killing Coomer clones is a sport, and Dr. Coomer himself is in first place. Has anyone done that on Gmod? Just spawn in a Coomer clone just to kill it?
I once did something very similar. Where's that one video I made? Hold on.
Uh-oh. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I forgot about that.
There was no reason for this.
So hey, chat, now that we're all not dying, how is everybody?
Allegedly.
Supposedly, for now.
We have no idea how long that'll last.
That's what I was saying before, is that my frickin' Wi-Fi is going to be the death of these live streams, I swear.
Your fucking router is out to do a murder on you.
It really is. But
We're just
yeah,
gonna be listening to the stream, and then we're both you're gonna burst into tears, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh no!" And then I'm gonna catch up on the stream, and the stream is gonna have fucking OST 71 Undertale from Undertale, and I'm also going to burst out crying.
oh jeez.
Funniest possible outcome, I think. There's like one other person in the chat right now.
I had like an entire list of things that I wanted to talk about on the stream today, and I fucking forgot what all of them are, so we're all just gonna sit here in silence while I torment myself.
Yeah,
over
bitches. Yeah, ADHD, we all have it.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let's fill the space while I try to remember what the hell I was supposed to be talking about. Let's talk about Subnautica, because I have a problem. Something you must know about me is that I fucking love fictional biology. And if I wasn't an artist, I would be a scientist, and my field would be studying animal behavior. Just because I love environments, and I love how, like, animals react to themselves and each other in those environments, and also how they react to the environment itself, and how that, like, creates evolutionary differences, and you can, like, trace linear paths and stuff like that. That shit is so cool to me. And Subnautica is, like, the prime example of how to do it well in a fictional universe, because, like, everything feels alien, but there's a rhyme and a reason to everything that's on 4546B. Like, everything works in terms of, like, an actual, like an actual ecosystem. Like, this is a real ecosystem that you might see somewhere out there, and it's just so cool that they were able to, like, pull that off. Just everything in the safe shallows, for example. Everything in the safe shallows is there for a reason, and each animal, like, interacts with each other. There aren't any major predators in the safe shallows, but that's because the safe shallows are surrounded by a bunch of predators. So if anything ventures out of the safe shallows, they're fucked. But, like, if you just stay in the safe shallows, then they're fine. But that's
It's
not
not
to say
just a token safe place, there's an actual reason for why it's safe.
yeah. Because everything outside of that area is safe. And even then, the safe shallows are not really that safe, because you can still get killed there. Because there are a couple of animals that will go after you. Like, three main threats. Oh, hey, welcome to the stream. The three main threats that you'll really find are crash fish, I forgot their names, but the ones that have, like, this little toxic spores they spew out into the water, and, acid mushrooms, which players might accidentally, try and collect one. and not understand how it works, and then they'll like knife one
Then
and then just get acid to the face.
They'll die a horrible death.
Horrible pain. And it's just really cool because it's like a proper environment. Like, it could exist out there somewhere. And even though like it's like the safe shallows is not 100% safe, there is still danger. And plus, like, because it's like a video game, that area of the game is supposed to like teach you how to play. So of course it's not going to be haunted by monsters of all shapes and sizes. It's got to like teach you how to play Subnautica first, and then start throwing threats at you, which is really cool of the game. I appreciate that. But yeah,
Subnautica.
Subnautica, as Sean McLaughlin might say.
What? What?
Jacksepticeye.
What does that mean?
Jacksepticeye.
Oh. Hold on, I need to look something up.
Do you think I just made up his last name?
No, I'm not. I'm not looking up anything related to Jack. Oh my god. Subnautica is in VR. Oh my god. Oh,
yes,
fuck.
it is. It's horrible. Don't do it.
I will do it.
Just like all of these leviathans and all of these sea creatures, just like they live together. They all like you can you can go up and scan any creature and it will have like a whole little tangent on how that creature relates to its ecosystem and how the ecosystem relates to the creature, and even goes as far as to show like some of the evolutionary trees for some of the monsters, for some of the fish in the game. Like in
Oh wow.
I don't really like Below Zero, but there is one of the creatures there that absolutely fascinates me, and it's this it's a land animal, which is very rare for Subnautica, and it's kind of like a polar bear, except it's like crocodile. It's like a crocodile mixed with an alligator, and if you manage to scan it, it says that it's distantly related to stalkers from Subnautica, which is so cool because once the game points that out, you can see it. You can see it in the monster's design.
Oh wow.
It's so cool. I love it so much. It's so cool. Subnautica is so cool. It makes my biology brain itch. One thing about it though is that I cannot draw any of the creatures from Subnautica, and it makes me so sad because so many of them have such cool designs. Like
That's horrible.
The one creature I actually consistently be able to draw is the Sea Emperor, which they're my favorite, yeah, but like I just wish I could draw more than just the Sea Emperor. It's like they're cool, but they're not the only fish in the game. They're not the only fish in the sea, you might say. Oh my god, on the fandom wiki for for Subnautica, for the Sea Emperor, there's a line that really gets me, and the reason I know this is because of Video Essay pointed it out once, but like, so you know how Subnautica like ends, right? I think I've shown you before.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so after you get like all of the enzymes and you return to like where the Emperor is and you're able to finally hatch their babies. The wiki says, this really gets me, the wiki says that they use the last of their strength to play with their babies. I'm ill. Oh my god. It's so cute. But then, yeah. Plus, like, after that section, they'll like lay down, cause like, you did it. You finally like accomplished the goal that they've been working for 1,000 years by themselves, and you come along and you finally help them like save the planet, so now they're able to rest easy, and they'll like lay down on the seafloor, and they have a little monologue about like what will it be like to finally move on. Like maybe next time I'll be a creature so small that I'll be able to see the gaps in the sand, and it's just this really moving like monologue that they give. And then like they lay down, but you can still see them breathing and stuff. But if you leave and then come back, they've stopped moving. And I'm like, oh my god. I'm ill. I'm very ill over this game. Sorry, Subnautica is one of my special interests.
I love you.
I never had a huge hyperfixation on it, but it is one of my special interests. I know, like, everything there is to know about, at least the base game. Don't ask me about Below Zero, but I think Below Zero, like, had a good idea, but I think the execution of it could have been done a lot better.
Oh god, it fucking sucks when something like, the idea is so good, but you just fucking tripped over yourself.
Yeah, because it's like, I really, really like what they were trying to do, because it's like, first of all, it's expanding the world building, which I will never say no to. Please, always expand the world building. That is a yes in my book every time. But, what they wound up doing with it, though, is that, first of all, it takes place in, like, a tundra area. So it takes place, like, in a snowy region, like, up at the North Pole, basically. But, and that's, like, a cool idea, but part of the plot of the base game of Subnautica is that the area where you crash landed is like the one place on the planet that still has any life. Because of the Sea Emperor. Because that's where the Sea Emperor was. So, like...
Oh god.
Which, it's not beyond... Like, it's not beyond the realm of possibility that the planet can heal, because it can. Like, that's what you did at the end of the first game, is that you're able to... get Enzyme 42 out there so the planet can finally start healing. So that's not the problem. The problem is that it takes place a year after Subnautica.
1 year?
Doubt.
That's it?
1 year! At least that's what it was when the game first started going into, like, early access. It might have changed, but I don't think it did. And I'm just over here like, no!
That's not how things work.
That is not nearly enough time. Like, the first Subnautica is such a good example of how to do, like, world building and, like, have a sense of time passing and stuff like that. It's just, the world building of the first one is so good. And then the sequel is like, yeah, a year later, now that Altera can actually go to this planet, they started, like, harvesting it for resources and trying to do their own research. Apparently, they were purposefully trying to find the Kara, the disease that wiped out the whole planet. They were purposefully trying to find it so they could use it in warfare, because of fucking course. And so they they found a giant ancient Leviathan that was stuck in the ice, and they started to mine into it because it had the Kara. It froze while it had Kara, so, like, the Kara got preserved. There was, like, a research team that was dedicated to trying to dig it out so they could take it back to the labs and start, like, messing with it to see if they couldn't figure out, like, how best to take it and use it against your fellow man, because of course.
Oh, Jesus.
So we didn't heed the warnings of this thing has killed multiple entire planets, and the only reason that 4546B is still alive is because of the Sea Emperor. But sure, evil corporation gotta do what an evil corporation gotta do. Like... So, like, on the surface, I think that could be a good idea. It's just that, like, a year is not nearly enough time. Something else, too, was that the Aurora, the ship that we were on, it was supposed to take a long while for it to get where it was going, and then it was going to build a phase gate, which is, like, a teleportation system for big ships like that, because it takes place super far into the future. So they were supposed to go and build a phase gate that was going to allow for easier transportation across... Yeah, easier transportation across the galaxy. And they never got there because they got shot down by the quarantine enforcement platform, which is the giant fucking gun, whose sole purpose is to shoot down anything that gets too close because it doesn't want Kara to continue to spread. That's how we wound up on the planet in the first place, because we got too close and then we got shot down. The only reason that we were able to get off the planet is because we cured Kara. So if we hadn't done that, we never would have gotten off the planet, which is what happened to literally everyone who came onto this planet before us. Like, no one else was able to get off because they didn't know how to cure Kara, because they never found the Sea Emperor and thus never earned their trust. But we earned their trust by, like, trying to follow the trail and trying to see where it went, and thus we were able to make friends with them, and then they trusted us enough with the secret on how to save the whole planet. It's just the sequel kind of has nothing to do with that. So, I don't know, my train of thought is, like, actively rolling to a stop as I'm talking out loud, so I'm, like, trying to pick up the pieces of what my point was. Like, the main character goes to the planet not so she can investigate what's going on, but because she's looking for her sister, which is fair. But she's also not a silent protagonist, so she has, like, a lot more character than Riley did, which I really miss the silent protagonist aspect of it. I feel like having a protagonist that speaks for Subnautica really just takes away from the loneliness that being on 4546B simulates. Because, yeah, you're all alone on an alien world that wants you dead, and having a protagonist that talks really just kind of takes away from that feeling. But that's like a minor gripe. Robin herself is a fine enough character. But then her motivation to find her sister really has nothing to do with anything, because her sister, I don't think she was helping with the project. I think her sister was the one investigating it, and then she got caught and then killed or something. Something along those lines.
Horrors.
Which, again, it could have worked if it felt more like Subnautica, because this didn't really feel like a Subnautica game, it just felt like another survival strategy that took place underwater. Like, it didn't carry over what made Subnautica so special. Again, for the whole, like, the protagonist isn't silent thing, but also there were a couple other things as well. Like, the world building just didn't feel as... It didn't feel as alien or in depth, yeah. So, like, there's... A lot of the creature designs are kind of just reskins of what happened in the Safe Shallows. Like, there's another version of the Safe Shallows that's basically exactly the same, just cold. Which could be... it's fine from, like, a gameplay standpoint, but from, like, a world-building standpoint, it just kind of felt disappointing. Because there would be whole new creatures up here, which there are, to be fair. There's just not nearly as many as I would like there to be. Like, one of the animals, one of my favorites, actually, is this thing called the sea monkey. And the sea monkey steals your shit and runs away from it. And runs away with it, and you have to, like, chase it to get it back. Which is really fun. Because, like, it's really implied that it's not doing that maliciously, it's just fucking with you. Because it really shows behavior of, like, chimpanzees. It, like, has that level of intelligence and that level of playfulness, which is really fun. So it's like, if 4546B were to continue development, it looks like that would be the next intelligent species on the planet, would be this one. And also just because it has opposable thumbs, so we're all doomed. And it'll, like, steal your shit and run off with it for fun. And that's just such a fun concept. So that's like one of the... Guy. Yeah, that's like one of the few new creatures that it has. Actually, one aspect of the world building I fucking love is there's this thing called a hoopfish, and the hoopfish does fucking nothing. It just kind of floats around, and that's it. But whenever you see it for the first time, it's like surrounded by a bunch of smaller fish, and the smaller fish just like kind of stay with it the whole time and don't ever leave its side. You kind of have to wonder what's going on there. If you scan it, apparently it's two different types of creatures, and they have a symbiotic relationship where the smaller fish take care of the hoopfish, and then the hoopfish will house the smaller fish's eggs so they don't come into harm. So they feed the hoopfish, and the hoopfish protects their young. So the hoopfish has kind of evolved over time to do fucking nothing, because it doesn't have to defend itself, because it has a literal Ari following it around. And I love it! That's the shit that I live for! Let's go! I don't know, just seeing, like, details like that. Like, you didn't have to put this thing in the game, especially because it does fuck all. But the fact that you did put it in the game, despite it doing fuck all, is the aspect that I really just love about it.
It's like, I'm trying to come up with a comparison, but I can't. The closest comparison I was gonna come up with is, like, it's the appendix of Subnautica, but I was like, wait, no.
Self-destruct.
The appendix helps you self-destruct. Wait, you know what else they can hear? You know what else they'll be able to hear?
No.
Beans.
Oh my God, is there a
Beans.
Which had the stuffed toy in it.
A single bean on a plate. It's the beans post! I can't escape!
Bean.
Wow, that hand really
Yeah,
just
beans,
doesn't stay there.
idiots.
Extended
Beans.
amount of time. I'm going to end you.
I'm gonna fucking play the game about lesbians.
Which one?
The game about lesbians.
That doesn't narrow it down.
The game that is about lesbians.
Portal?
Yes. Lesbians and British people. Just say words. Like, my mouth will certainly be moving, but am I actually saying anything? No. Oh, I see it. Oh, that looks amazing.
Everything's great and it'll probably be great forever. Just kidding.
So
yeah,
I'm
so-
going to remind everyone. So I'm going to remind everyone to go to Arab.org and do your fucking daily clicks.
Oh shit, I need to do that. Thank you.
I'm also doing the click to help refugees because, yeah.
Yeah, no, real. I really fucking love how I draw Dr. Coomer, sorry. I just need to get that out here.
You should.
He's so shaped. If you have a song that you would like to hear in the background of the stream, I am taking suggestions. And if I like the song enough, I will probably put it in the stream playlist as well, that I am currently trying to create. Because apparently swing is off the table, which makes me very sad. Okay, there we go. In between frame is done. Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do.
I find it funny how when we're not talking, your sprite is like, it's slightly darkened, but mine is still.
Yeah, I did that on purpose just because, like, I don't know, you're a flame
It's
ball.
funny.
The flame wouldn't ever go out. But also,
This
if
is
you
true,
look at
this
my
is true.
talk sprite, it looks so weird if my mouth is just hanging open and I'm not saying anything, so I'm darkening it to take your attention off of that. Because it is very weird once you notice it.
Your brain is shutting down. Hide sand in the frame, you.
I mean, I could.
You could if you weren't a fucking coward.
Oh, my stars, there's 4 of you. Hi! I don't remember if this is actually
I
synced
love
to the
Gordon's
music or not. He doesn't know what the fuck to make of this situation.
He is just as confused as you are. Tide Control says change Gordon's little emblem to Sans' head for 1 frame.
A single frame. I will do that. Okay. It will be this one.
Singular frame.
A singular frame. There we go. My god, guys, it's Sans Undertale.
Sans!
I just have to remember to put it back. It's just gonna be Sans for the rest of it. I'm just gonna keep copying the frame and Sans is just gonna be there if I forget.
Chat, did you know that I have kitties and they're cuddling? They're cuddling
Yay.
near me! Hold on, 1 sec. I need to get. Oh, no, I have to disturb them slightly. This is so fucking horrible. This is a
Jail for
nightmare.
1,000
I need
years.
to get my controller.
Jail 1,000 years.
Please don't be startled, babies. I just need to get my controller so that I can play the game about lesbian robots. Lesbian robots from Portal. Oh, fuck. I think I just suffocated my microphone. Chat, I have a question. What do you know about the Stanley Parable?
Oh my god, there's 5. Hi!
Yes, fellow Stanley Parable fans! Fellow Parable enjoyer!
The TISM has been activated. Everyone run.
The TISM has been odd. Fucking Stanley Parable is so fucking good, man. Like, how I don't. It's one of those games that I can't explain how it feels to play. You just need to play it. I can explain to you how several endings go, but I can't explain to you how playing it feels. It's so good. Google, I don't want you to. I don't fucking want you to have cookies.
I forgot how to animate, guys. Stream cancelled.
Excellent. I love disembodied voices and time things and yellow and emotional, distraught and British people.
Hi, this is my co-host Cassie. He has every disease.
No, I am the I am the dishonored guest.
Wait, Cassie has a
Yes,
voice?
I do have a voice! Oh, bad and rewritten. Bad and rewritten.
That was one of the things I wanted to talk about on the stream. That works out. Okay, hi! So, Batim Rewritten. Okay, so it's not cancelled. I'm just gonna straight up say it's not cancelled, and I'm hoping to get it done this year. I actually wanted to get the review of Batim done by February 10th, which did not wind up happening because of shit that went down at the end of January, but I am still hoping to get it done this year. The entirety of the rewrite is written. Like, not in a way that it could be recorded just yet, but I have the full outline and I know exactly what's going to happen and why.
Yeah, parts of it might need a little bit of editing, because we're better writers now. But for the most part, the whole thing is done and the whole thing is excellent. It coheres.
It coheres.
It coheres. This is true tide control.
Yeah. I'm working on it. I have, like, a mentality that if I'm not, like, actively working on something, I'm being lazy. Which I know is
That's
bad.
called internalized capitalism.
Yeah, I know! And that's why I'm trying to get rid of it. I do have it, though. And also just because, like, the trailer for the rewrite went up 2 years ago. Said it was coming soon, and then it never came at all. So I'm like... In my head, I'm like, okay, I need to actually be responsible and get this done now. But then things keep fucking happening, so that just hasn't gone through yet.
The FNAF movie of rewrites.
But I do plan on getting it done. I'm not abandoning the project. It is going to get done at some point. Hopefully soon. But I also cannot make any promises. Because, unlike release dates or anything, because it's like what Postra said recently, that if you make a promise for a release date and then you can't, like, reach it, then people are just gonna get mad, versus if you keep it to yourself until it's ready, then everyone will be happy. And I won't be putting unnecessary pressure on myself, so I think it'll be better if I don't have a release date, but this year, hopefully, I'm gonna shoot for sometime before May now. I think I can push myself to get it done faster, but again, no promises. So, that is true, The trailer took ages.
I can share this about, the fucking video essay parts. Originally, I had a whole section just ranting about one guy, and I recorded it in 2022, but then I became extremely traumatized.
Oh god, yeah.
And so we just fucking cut it down with occasional quotes from me, and now Tim's saying it, and it's less fucking energetic.
Oh my god. Yeah. Hi, fellow Postra fans. How's it going? Left Postra, so fucking true. Also, I love that you say you're more mellow now, and you've literally been like.
Hold on, I'm gonna fucking boot up Portal 2 in the background. So I'm not gonna be able to look. Actually, fuck it, I will be able to look at the chat just from my mobile phone. I love calling it mobile phone instead of just phone.
Something I just freaking love. Okay, let's go off about Portal now, because now the autism is spreading to me.
God, Portal is so good!
I fucking
Lesbian robots!
Specifically about the OST, though, is that a lot of the sounds that they use for the instrumentations in Portal is just alarm sounds, and they somehow got it to sound good? What the fuck? Who in their right mind was like, hey, I'm gonna make a video game OST, and, like, all of the music is going to just be blaring alarm sounds, didn't wait for an answer, and made it banging. What the fuck?
Whoever they are, I think it might have been Jonathan Colton, the person who wrote, he's the guy who wrote fucking Want You Gone and Still Alive. And also a third song that's from the fucking Lego Dimensions, where GLaDOS continues to talk about Chell like she's her ex!
Oh my god, did you see there was a fucking interview with I forgot his name, you just said it. There was a Colton? Yeah, Jonathan Colton. There was an interview with him where he straight up admits that Want You Gone is a breakup song. He was like, I wanna...
Oh,
He
that's not
straight
that
up
wasn't
says
interview.
it.
That was in the I think that was in the final hours of the I think that was in the Portal 2 Final Hours book where he also was like, oh yeah, there was a cutscene where Chell shows up and GLaDOS has like a roast beef dinner, but it's frozen cold, and GLaDOS chews you out for cheating on her with a personality sphere. Exact
Oh
words.
my god. That's amazing.
People are trying to say that GLaDOS is Chell's mom, as if the Final Hours book doesn't explicitly refer to it as a twisted, dysfunctional romance. The gay agenda is coming from all of your classic games of 2013.
I have a headcanon about the writing of Half-Life that may or may not be true, but Barney Calhoun strikes me as the type of person who is not straight, but like it's kind of like
that.
No,
and the sky is blue.
because here's the thing, is that Valve repeatedly had to cut things from the game because they were afraid that Gamer Bros wouldn't be invested, which is why the characters both have so much character and also barely, like, do anything with their characters in Half-Life 2. It's a really weird balance they managed to strike, but knowing that there's a bunch of cut content where the characters were supposed to, like, interact more and have more dynamics makes a lot of sense once you play the game. But, like, the fact that they had to cut all of that because they were afraid of Gamer Bros not liking it, it's the 2020s now. You guys can make it explicit that Barney's gay. It's okay.
Yes. Yes.
You can do it. You can put it on the books. The
In
fucking
Half-Life 3, Barney and Gordon will canonically kiss.
Good, I hope so. Half-Life 3, all of the main characters go the fuck to bed. The end. There was this one post I saw on Tumblr where it was like Barney, Adrian, and Gordon, and they all like kissed each other goodnight, went to bed, and then the title screen for Half-Life 3 appeared.
Oh, what the fuck? You can zoom in?
Yes?
You can zoom in? What the fuck? What the
You
fuck?
learn something new every day.
So I know something absolutely fucking hysterical to me is that the narrator canonically knows what Portal is. The fact that the narrator knows about another game that's got an incredibly gay omniscient voice where the second game is like so much gayer.
Okay, here's the thing about that. I think that the narrator would like GLaDOS as a character, but if you put them in the same room together, they would fucking hate each other.
Yeah. Also, I do not think this. I know this. The narrator would fucking hate Wheatley. I know this. Oh, she probably would. I mean, I've seen Portal Stanley Parable crossover art where the narrator is a core. Wheatley is begging me to open the door. He's crying and sobbing because I will not let him in. Okay, fine, I'll let you in, you little freak. Makes sense. Oh god, we're all doomed. Stanley has a gun now.
Oh my god. Wait, I think it would be really fucking funny if whenever Portal 3 comes out, they make a reference to the Stanley Parable at some point.
Please,
Just by proxy of
I'm
having the
begging.
fucking bucket or something. It would be so fucking
button,
funny.
8 button.
Oh my god, yes!
I
GLaDOS
love
would
how
be the type of
animated
person to
he
make a
is.
fucking button where all it says is your name, and then you push it and it says something completely different. She would make the fucking gym button just to spite Chell.
She would.
Also, something I find really fucking funny is just the fact that the tonal differences between Portal and Half-Life 2, like,
Yeah.
do they know? Do they fucking
I
know?
don't think so. I don't think they know.
If you go up to Eli Vance and ask him about the red phone plan, would he know what the fuck you're talking about? I don't think so. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go off about Portal 3 for a second, because I absolutely agree. I don't want there to be a third one. There's just something, for Portal 3, I'm very happy that there is no Portal 3, just because where do you even go from here? So, like, Chell is outside now, and the only way for a Portal 3 to work would be if Half-Life 3 comes out, so we can see how, like, the war got resolved. Because as it stands right now, there's no resolution to the Combine, like, occupying Earth. So, something that gives me hope, actually, let me talk about this. Hi, I'm from Michigan, and Portal takes place in Michigan. So, when I tell you that Portal... Wheatley's a fucking Youper! Like, something that gives me hope is that at the end of Portal 2, when Chell leaves, she walks out into a field of grain. And... you cannot really grow wheat in Michigan unless you are really diligent and careful about it, which means it cannot grow wildly, which means there's something planted there. Like, because it takes place specifically in the UP, because it takes place in the UP, wheat is really hard to grow up there. Which means that there are humans actively taking care of that wheat, which means that we fucking won. But we just have no idea how we got to that point. But also, I would hesitate to be sure that Portal 2 actually takes place that far in the future, just because the bot was clearly broken. Portal 2 just takes place sometime in the future. No fucking clue when. And that's beautiful. Valve's avoidance of dates continues. Because here's the thing, is that, I live in Michigan, I know how the shit goes. Even, because I live in the Lower Peninsula, and even down here, growing wheat is, you gotta be really careful with that. If you're going to have a wheat farm, you need to be, on that shit. I don't know how it works, because I myself am not a farmer. I've just heard from people who have grown wheat here that it is really, difficult. And, we do have, hay mazes and stuff. We have, hay mazes and stuff down here. We do the autumn festivities, where you have, the little corn, the corn mazes. That's what they are. But I do believe corn is easier to grow than wheat is. Again, I don't know how it works. I'm just kind of recycling things that I've heard. Yeah, from what I'm hearing, wheat is, really hard to grow here. So the fact that... because I have reason to believe that Portal takes place in Houghton, Michigan, which is, the highest north you can go. Which means that the wheat being there is just... it gives me hope, man. It gives me hope. Especially since, according to Half-Life...
is so pretty. This is unrelated to anything, I'm just a lesbian.
Yeah, no, you're right, though. But, according to... I lost my train of thought. Fuck you! Anyway, but, my train of thought, please come back to me. Please come back to me. No, I fucking forgot. Alright, never mind.
Scar.
I'll say it when it comes back to me.
Shout out to that time you posted, hey, Wheatley is a Youper, and one of our friends, whose name I don't fucking remember, was like, Michigander, my mortal enemy!
Grove, Ohio! Yeah! I posted about Wheatley being a Youper once, and suddenly I made a mortal enemy. It was great.
Shout out to mortal enemies.
But, yeah, so, alright, let me explain the term Youper for the uninitiated. So, because it's really funny. Hi, I live in Michigan, and...
Michigan is weird. I say this as a Californian.
Really fucking weird. Oh my god, no, I love living in Michigan. It's great. None of this shit makes any sense.
I've actually tried to do Portal VR, but I'm not very used to VR. I got so motion sick. It was great. 10 out of 10. Wheatley! Wheatley! Looking for a gun that makes holes, not bullet holes. Portal.
Is that not the same thing? What's not cooking?
I love annoying British voices so much. It is endlessly entertaining.
So you love British voices, but when a Brit... Okay, so the word Youper. So, Youper is really fucking funny, because, first of all, Michigan is split into two different cultures. There's the Lower Peninsula and the UP. We don't really typically call it Upper Peninsula, and we also don't say LP for some reason. I don't know why, just go with it. But, so I'm from the Lower Peninsula, but I have family in the UP, so I've kind of had a foot in both cultures, and it's really fucking funny, because, people who live in the UP, the reason that there's two different cultures, by the way, is because Michigan is like surrounded by water, so at least the Lower Peninsula is. In order to get to the upper peninsula, what you have to do is you have to cross it by boat. This was before we built the Mackinac Bridge, which the bridge itself is 5 miles long. And that is like from the highest points in the Lower Peninsula that you could have possibly built from to get to the UP. So it's like, it's a distance. You gotta like commit if you're gonna get to the other one. Unless you want to go through Wisconsin, but that is a really long drive. So, but yeah, so if you wanted to get to the UP, well, you had to like go across a huge body of water. So most people didn't tend to make the trip super often because the waters can get kind of dangerous. There's actually if I remember correctly, there's actually like entire Native American stories about people who were lost to the river, including like Mackinac Island is actually the shape of a turtle, and there's one native story about how it's like a giant turtle that's asleep and is like housing a bunch of people on its back. It's really cool. I don't really remember the details of it, but anyway. But in the fact that there's such a huge gap between the Lower Peninsula and the UP, like we weren't able to visit each other super much, which means that a huge 2 different cultures were created. But yes, the people in the UP tend to be a lot more rugged than the people in the Lower Peninsula. So like up there is where like a lot of the best camping spots are, and us Lower Peninsula people where all the big cities are. I say big cities like there's a lot of them. There's 3.
3 of them.
There's 3 of them. But it just kind of created this thing, like a divide between the two peninsulas. People from the Lower Peninsula just started to affectionately call the people in the UP Yoopers, because, like, here, let me write this down. So it's spelled like this. Yoopers. Yoopers, basically. But Yoopers is better and easier to say. But yeah, so people who live in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan are called Yoopers, and that's so fucking funny to me. And also, for people who live down in the Lower Peninsula, like, if we're going to be using the term Yooper, it's only fair you know this. It's only fair that you know this. So Yoopers are called Yoopers. If you live in the Lower Peninsula, like me, we're called Trolls because we're below the bridge.
What?
I love my state, we make no sense. So hi, I'm a troll because I live below the bridge. What the fuck happens in Malevolent? I got really distracted.
You know that I'm mentally ill when I'm looking at, like, a classic desktop computer, and I'm going, oh my god, terrible.
No, here's the thing though, the Batim OST is also really fucking good. The fucking Bendy and the Ink Machine OST, like, slaps so hard. For no reason. The Meatly did such a good job with it. I know, he had someone else that was helping him as well, but I don't remember who they were at the moment.
Everyone shut up, it's the music from before Benry's monologue.
I'm gonna fucking kill you! I just love how, like, canonically in Wholebright, like, Scorpy forgot he was supposed to be the villain, so he just kind of remembered, oh shit, I'm supposed to be the villain, so then just out of fucking nowhere, he just shouts, I'm gonna fucking kill you!
The funniest possible time! Because Dr. Cooper was just like, it fills me with a joy and energy I've never known!
And then Benry comes out of nowhere, I'm gonna fucking kill you!
Absolute comedic perfection.
Clown behavior.
Whee! Whee! Ow!
I still need to finish Portal 2. I haven't finished it yet.
It's very funny.
It is. I'm having a great time.
And also, there's a moment in the GLaDOS. There's a moment in the GLaDOS boss fight that abruptly reminds me of how gay I am.
That has got to be the dumbest thing that. Whoa. Good news. I figured out what that thing you just incinerated did. It was a morality core they installed after I flooded the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin to make me stop flooding the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin. So get comfortable.
See, this is the prime example, though, of, like, Portal being weirdly good because it's all alarm sounds. The only instrument in this fucking song is an alarm, and it sounds so good!
Wheatley has died badly, and I'm going to kick him around like a football now. No, I will not pick you up. I will simply kick you around like a football. Fine, I will pick you up, you little bitch.
Wait, nope. I forgot how to animate. Stream cancelled, guys. I forgot how to animate again.
Ah, fuck. Okay, part
Stream
of me is
uncancelled,
tempted
I got
to do
it.
something that might break the game. That might break the stream.
I'm scared. What are you doing?
What if I stream and you join the stream? Will the audio be streamed?
No, if I join on this computer, then the chat will hear it, yeah.
Is that good or bad?
It depends. Do you want them to hear you playing Portal?
Sure, why not? Do you want it?
Sure. If this breaks my entire existence, though, I will have to leave. Actually, let me ask the chat. Hi, would you guys like to listen to my friend playing Portal 2? I don't think I can have visuals, but would you like to hear?
Tide says yes. And so, let's hope this doesn't break everything. I love Wheatley in the way you love kicking a child!
In order to escape, we're gonna have to go through her chamber.
Women.
And she will probably kill us.
Women.
If she's... Don't panic over it. Oh my God. There she is.
Beautiful.
Piece of work she was, honestly.
Fucking beautiful. Sorry everyone, I'm being lesbian on main again. God, look at her. Look at her.
We cannot, bestie.
You can't
Only
look
you
at her.
can.
She's dead right now, but I will bring her back till I can fix her.
Ah!
I love how everyone can just in the distance hear a dying Wheatley. hear me kicking him around like a football.
Bro's struggling.
Big pod. Look at something else. Look at the next thing.
Live,
Right,
laugh,
don't touch
Wheatley.
anything else or-
I think we're
Here
done.
she comes, everyone!
Ominous. But probably fine.
Ominous.
You know, moving up. Now. Escape pods.
Alright, it is time to actually
everyone
line this
get
thing.
ready! Everyone get ready! Women are about to be real!
Shout out to Portal for inventing women. Based move.
Complete. I don't. Okay, listen. All right.
Hi! Hi!
Oh, it's you.
You
Oh,
know
hi.
It's been a long time. How have you been? I've been really busy being dead. You know, after you murdered
You
me.
did what? Ah!
You did Walt.
Oh no! No! Oh no! Ah!
Okay, look, we both said a lot of things that you're going to regret. But I think we can put our differences behind us. For silence, you monster.
Her voice!
I can, like, see this in my head.
But since you went to all the trouble of waking me up, you must really, really love to test. I love it too.
I
There's
love
just
women!
one small thing we need to take care of first.
Her fucking voice.
How about you're being a lesbian in the background to me just drawing Dr. Cougar? Also, I'm gonna drag my current hyperfixation into this, but fucking the fact that Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 is reminiscent of Portal 2 is so cool.
Oh.
Like, the puzzles are very Portal.
Hold on.
It's really cool. Luckily, I'm required by protocol to keep my interactions with you to a minimum. However, I'm going to talk to you before and after every test.
God.
Gladys, have you
Women.
seen outside? What is the status of the globe? We need to know for science. This isn't the grass toucher.
I wonder if anyone can tell that I really like women.
Wait, you do?
Look.
What?
So, you know that one you know that one poll that's going on is like disembodied voices bracket? So GLaDOS is currently going up against someone called the narrator, not the narrator from Parable. The narrator from Parable is going up against HAL 9000. And last I checked, the act Stanley Parable narrator was sweeping, and I hope he completely sweeps, because then no matter the final round is going to be absolutely fucking hilarious because it's either going to be MLM WLW violence or narrator on narrator violence. Both of those are objectively hysterical. Nope, I can't portal through there.
Damn. Imagine being able to portal in the video game called Portal.
God, unheard of.
Oh my god, I've had this, like, reoccurring dream a couple of times now, where, basically, I was somehow in the Half-Life universe, and I had to tell all of the characters about the fact that in my universe, they're from a video game. And in doing that, I also have to tell them about Portal. And I always start with Portal because I feel like it'd be easier to ease them into it than just straight up telling them, yeah, your universe is fucked.
Okay.
But in doing that, I'm like, okay, so you guys are video game characters, and there's this video game called Portal, and they're surprised when they find out that Portal isn't the game they're from,
You are a
and I'm talking about something else.
That's what it says. A horrible person. We weren't even testing for that.
She's so bitter. Constantly.
God, they're so divorced.
She sounds like a librarian.
What's this? Oh, what is this? Oh, I've never...
Is that the radio?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I found that before.
Oh,
It's playing Wally music, kinda.
what? This is really nice.
This song really sounds like it's supposed to be from Wally, though.
Yeah.
No, Dead, that's the thing. Is that it's because they're from the same universe that I kept being like, that I kept starting with Portal, because I thought it'd be easier to ease into it, and also I wanted to see what Eli's reactions would be to some of the shit that I tell him about Aperture Science.
So anyway, they put someone's consciousness into a fucking computer. Aperture did that, by the way. Are you still following?
So, anyway, all the turrets are sentient, and if you knock them over, they die.
And they say they don't blame you for killing them.
You know, normal things.
Everything is normal.
I remember I was always specifically telling Barney all of this. I don't know why. Just every time in my brain, like in my dreams, it always starts with Barney, where like I try to tell him stuff, and then he just like either leaves or someone just takes his place, because you know it's dream logic. So he like disappears after I start info dumping to him, and other people appear. And I don't really remember most of it. I just remember that everyone's always flabbergasted whenever I tell them anything that Aperture did.
Well, I should hope so.
So anyway, I started injecting Mantis DNA into humans and creating something called Mantis Men, and then forcing my other people to kill them.
God, what I love these fucking insane games.
The fact that Mantis Men is canon to the Half-Life universe.
Absolute clown behavior. Oh, I could have just used a fucking portal! It's called Portal! Oh god, it's the fat phobia. Here it is, girls. I will talk over the fat phobia anytime it pops up. Because it reminds me this game is from 2013. Or 2011.
I think it is interesting, though, to, like, talk about, like, just the fat phobia of Portal 2, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's definitely, it's part of GLaDOS' character. Like, it's there now. If, when they ever do, like, a Portal 3, it's still going to be there, just because it is, like, such a big part of, just honestly, the comedy of her character, that they can't really get rid of it now. But...
Yeah.
That said, there is a line in Portal 2 where Wheatley starts doing it, where Wheatley kind of is when he's trying to be GLaDOS, also just starts making those types of jokes, and like GLaDOS like defends Chell over it. It's like GLaDOS like, is the villain.
It's used for character building, but also this was not necessary. There were so many other ways you could have done this. That like
yeah. It's just like from like an analysis standpoint, I think it works, and also just because GLaDOS is a villain, Like, she is the antagonist, so it makes sense that she would be, like, making petty jokes like that. Like, those petty, like, insensitive type of humor. But, yeah. Dated game. I don't know, silent protagonists are really good. Like, I just really like whenever they pop up, just because, like, it really helps with immersion. And, like, yeah, Gordon and Chell, and also Wiley, if you were here for me rambling about Subnautica, are also, like, silent protagonists, but they all still have, like, character. They're not blank slates by any means. Especially Riley. I think Riley's the best example of this.
Protagonist?
Very true. Chris is actually the best example of this, but from the three that I mentioned, I think Riley is the best one. Because, like, you can see that he, like, actively reacts to his environment, and, like, from the animations that he has, like, whenever he gets poked by the building, I forgot what it's called, shit, oh, my knowledge, the quarantine enforcement platform, whenever he gets poked by the quarantine enforcement platform for the second time, he punches it. It's really funny. He's like, stop doing that! And also, you can kind of get a sense that he's, like, an anxious person.
Okay, the next Bactrophobic joke does come soon! Let me grab this!
Cassie's dying, chat.
You bitch! Please! Please, don't give me my
Dead? I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, I remember what I was talking about! Okay. GLaDOS!
GLaDOS. I forgot how gay I was until I heard her voice again.
So you'll be breathing the same room for
Women.
Sounds like hell, actually. Thanks, though. Okay, so, the thing that I was talking about before with, Gordon being a silent protagonist, I like this for multiple reasons. But, like, the headcanon, for me, at least, is that, Gordon is autistic. So he's, like, selectively mute. So, he only ever talks whenever he's, like, excited about something, or if he feels calm and safe. Other than that, he uses sign.
By myself. God, I love you. I would pick up broken glass with her.
But, just like, cause, have you seen, like, okay, so for the characterization we do get of Gordon, something I really fucking love is the paper he had to write to get his doctorate. Have you seen the title of the paper he had to write to get his doctorate? Cassie, have you seen it? Hang on. I found it. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's why I really think that Gordon is autistic. Because first of all, look at him. But second of all, he had to get his degree in theoretical physics, he had to write a thesis, and his thesis was titled, pray for me, Observation of Einstein-Pulaski-Rosen entanglement on the subraquantum structures by indication through nonlinear transuranic crystal of extremely long wavelength ELW pulse from mode-locked source array, the behavior of large stuff, subraquantum structures relative and related to each other, entanglement after a very short duration, mode-locked, extremely long wave pulse by an array of crystals with an atomic number greater than 92, without coming into physical contact
that
with
sure
the structures
is words, and a lot of them.
What is wrong with him?
It's a companion cube!
Oh, did I accidentally fizzle that before you could complete the test?
You can hear the smugness in her voice.
Yeah.
Did you know when you wake GLaDOS up in Portal 2, her design is more relative to Portal 1 than how she normally looks? I did not know that. I guess that makes sense, because they had to segue into the new design somehow, so I guess it's kind of like implied that they, like, fixed her, and now that she's awake she can do that herself, like, more easily.
Everyone shut up, Love is a Construct is playing!
But yes, so, Dead, fun fact for you. So, I have a headcanon that G-Man can, like, physically prevent Gordon from talking once he's under employment for him, which means that he can't sign either. And, the reason that I have that headcanon actually has nothing to do with Half-Life. This actually dates back to my Steven Universe hyperfixation, because I had a fic that I was writing called Half a Puppet, in which that happens to Steven, because I don't know if people in here are versed on Steven Universe lore, but there's a character that can, there's a character in Steven Universe that can basically take control of other gems, which are like, they're like an alien race, and so she can take control of other gems and basically delete their consciousness for a while, and make them do whatever she wants. And in my head, I always wondered, like, what would happen if that happened to Steven, who is half gem, half human, and he's the only one who is half human. So, like, and then after I had that, like, what if scenario, an entire multi-chapter fic erupted from my brain, and it's not finished yet, but it's close.
The fact that the companion cube, a cube with a heart, sings Cara Mia, the song GLaDOS sings to you at the very end. God, this fucking lesbianism.
But yeah, so I had an entire fic. It's called Half a Puppet, and I'm still really happy with it. Oh yeah, question for chat. If you had to pick one, and you had to work there until the end of the world, would you work at Black Mesa or Aperture Science? I would work at Black Mesa purely because it would be guaranteed that I don't get experimented on for fun.
In this scenario, I would probably know about science, so I would go in there and I would fix the fucking Heb suit. Because it's so shittily designed, and if I knew about science, I would go to Black Mesa and I would fix it. I would fucking fix the piece of shit that is the Heb suit. Like, what kind of fucking idiots use morphine as your only fucking
No, real though. Though, it sounds like more like you want to work at OSHA than either of these. Alright, we're just gonna put this on the liner because it makes life easier that way.
I think TF2 is in the same universe as Portal and Half-Life purely because it makes everything funnier.
It really does. Honestly, with Aperture Science existing in the same universe as Black Mesa, I 100% believe that the Gravel Wars could have also happened. And, like, Black Mesa is the only semblance of normalcy in this entire universe, which is really funny considering that Black Mesa is the one that ended the world. Normal doesn't exist on this version of Earth.
Oh boy, here's the next fatphobic joke and I will talk over it. Hold on. I know exactly what I'll be saying over it. Give me a sec.
Chairs are supported most often by 4 legs. However, a chair could have 3 legs, or an entire different shape.
The Stanley Parable is a story-based video game designed and written by developers Davey Wreden and William Pug. The game carries themes such as...
So I know I really want to see what the Half-Life 2 mod Stanley Parable looks like.
I can download it. I will literally fucking download it right now. It's not what you think it is.
Dang it.
And I say that because I know what you think it is. He's not narrating Gordon, he's still narrating Stanley. It's just a far less refined version.
What do you mean that when Gordon came upon a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left isn't real? What?
This is cyberbullying. I have not taken my meds.
Do that?
But I'm so enraptured by the game.
Take your meds. Do you think the surface exists in Batim, or is it just an idea? That is a fascinating question. I don't know. Like, I think that... Okay, it depends, because there's, like, 2 different worlds. There's, like, 2 different, From what Dark Revival told us, there's 2 different worlds. The Ink Machine, and the world inside of it, which is where we spend the majority of the game, and there's, like, real life. So, in real life, yeah, there would be, like, a surface world, but in the actual, like, in the Ink Machine, I don't think so. Because that to that end, if there was somewhere to go, why wouldn't everyone have gone there by now? So it just doesn't seem to me like there would be any place outside of the studio that could exist. But in terms of like the real world, yeah, there's another area out there. I feel like it's the equivalent to heaven. Like, it's not a physical place you can just go, but like an idea for people to believe in for hope. Yeah. But yeah, like the idea of hope in Bendy and the Ink Machine is one of the reasons that I actually really wanted to do the rewrite for it. Because when it comes to the idea of hope, and that you just have to have hope, and hope will carry us through it, I feel like that's one of the things that Batim really drops the ball on, because it kind of comes out of nowhere. Like, yeah, we have to keep pushing forward through the studio, and Henry has to try and get out, but that's, like, as far as that really went, until Allison. And then Allison kind of comes out of nowhere and suddenly starts seeing Henry almost like a messiah figure. Like, he was the one who's going to set us free. He's the one who's going to, like, end everything. She doesn't really have any proof for this. She just really believes it. And we don't really get an explanation as to why she thinks that. And I feel like this would have been more effective if Henry had been doing, like, good deeds for the entirety of the game. But he kind of doesn't. The one person he's really nice to is Boris, and that's because Boris is the one friendly face we really see in the entire game. And even then, we're not really with Boris for very long, because even though he's friends with us for the entirety of Chapter 3, we don't really do anything with him, because he stays in the elevator for the majority of the time. Yeah, no, you're right. Like, that's another thing, too, though, is that, like, they talk big game about knowing exactly what they wanted the story to be, though, and that's, like, the thing that really gets me, is that they kept pretending like they did plan the story out, when they just didn't. And the dishonesty is another one of the reasons that I really wanted to remake the game. They said that they knew what they wanted, basically, from the beginning, and then when it turns out that that was a lie, they didn't really even own up to it, they just kind of went quiet. The one thing that they said was that they kind of let the fans drive the story, and that they knew what they wanted the beginning to be, and they knew what they wanted the end to be, and then they made up the middle as they went, which is fine for a story like this. It's just that they didn't really put a whole lot of thought into the overarching story, and that's like one of the things that just like really got me, because if you really wanted to have the time loop be what's going on the whole time, why wasn't there any foreshadowing for it? Yeah, exactly. Because it's something that the Meatly and Mike Moon talked about. I can't remember exactly where, but they talked about how, like, once Chapter 1 blew up, Mike and the Meatly sat down and were like, okay, what is the story? And then they planned out everything, and then they went on from there. But then later, after Chapter 5 dropped, in a different interview with Mike Moon, he was talking about how, after Chapter 2 dropped, everyone got super attached to Alice Angel, so then it became super apparent that Chapter 3 should be about Alice Angel. And then they let her drive the story because that's what the fans wanted, rather than what was good for the game, which also contradicts what he said earlier about how they knew what the entire story was going to be since Chapter 1 blew up. So it's not right to speculate whether this was a lie, or, like, which one is the lie and which one is truth. Just because there's no way to really prove it without asking them, and people have been asking, there hasn't really been an answer. So I'm just gonna take it like I see it, and be like, you guys, if you guys really knew that this was gonna be a time loop the whole time, you could have had more foreshadowing to, like, the loop. Because something else is that Henry doesn't really react to a lot of the stuff happening around him. And that could have been foreshadowing if someone else had called him out for it. Like in Chapter 5, maybe Allison had been like, why do you seem like you know everything that's going on? And then Henry either just doesn't reply, or he's like, I don't know. And maybe that could have even added on to why Allison sees him as a messiah figure, is because he just already kind of knows what's going to happen. And that could have been adding to the foreshadowing of the time loop. But they didn't really go that way. And that could have also added to the idea of hope, and, like, is hope really all you need to get through, like, something like this? Because it is a time loop, so it just keeps going over and over and over again. Is hope all you really need? And according to Bendy and the Ink Machine, the first game, no. Because Henry didn't get out. So, hope isn't all unique. You can't just solely rely on the idea of hope to help you escape your situation. You need other things too, which I think is why Dark Revival works so well, is because although Audrey had hope, she also had help. She had other people around her who actively stood by her side and were like, yeah, here's how you get out. Yeah. The few times that Henry does react to, like when he sees Frankenboris for the first time, he's like, holy shit! Like, he reacts like he's never seen that before. And other times, like when we encounter Bertram, he just doesn't say anything at all. Just this constant flip-flopping back and forth that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. That could have been used as foreshadowing for the loop if someone called him out on it. But as it stands, it's not super obvious that that's what it is, because of the contradiction. So either if you wanted that to be the foreshadowing and not have anyone react to it to help, like, hide it, then it would have to be consistent. But the fact that there are some times where Henry does react like he's seeing it for the first time, like when he walks up to, in chapter 1, when he walks up to Boris's corpse and it's like, oh my god, Joey, what were you doing? You get the sense he's never seen that before. It like, is evidence against there being a time loop, because if this truly was a time loop, especially this early on, wouldn't he have seen this before? Why is he still surprised? So it just didn't really work. I like Dark Revival more because they made it explain why Batim is Batim. And also, yes, exactly. Like, Dark Revival made Bendy and the Ink Machine better in retrospect, which is really cool of them, actually. Just because, like, looking at Batim less as a cohesive story and more as a view into Joey's mental state, I think works really well. The only problem with that is that Batim itself still just isn't a good game. Like, even Postra, the person who, like, spent so much time defending it and even called Bendy and the Ink Machine his favorite horror game before Dark Revival came out, even he, in the Chapter 3 Poppy Playtime stream, just straight up called the game bad. There's a lot of issues with it, and, you know, for me, that's, like, part of the reason that I really wanted to do the rewrite, is because there's so much that they could have done with it that they just didn't. Yeah, they relied too much on the remasters and less on the actual foreshadowing. Yeah, absolutely. And so it just made the game suffer overall. Which, this is like their flagship game, so that's fair. There's gonna be issues with it, and to be fair, they did learn. Dark Revival is, like, really good. And it's really cool to, like, look at Batim through the lens of Joey's mental state is fucked, and he created an entire alternate universe just to torture his old business partner out of spite. And even Joey admits to this, even though he's, like, lying through his teeth to Audrey for a good chunk of that, and I have proof, but, like, the fact that even when he's actively lying to her, he still admits, like, yeah, this was all created because I'm a piece of shit. Like, he knows. Yeah. Because Chapter 5 really just kind of threw everything out the window. It very much, like, a lot of the stuff in Chapter 5 really came out of nowhere. Like, with Sammy's, like, on again, off again bit, where he is alive, sometimes he's not, and it just, over and over and over and over, you just never know when you're gonna see him next. Which is kind of strange, because the rules of death in Bendy and the Ink Machine were never really explained. When someone dies, are they permadead, or can they come back? According to Allison, it just depends sometimes, but the way she answered it was just, like, really vague. It just, the stakes were not very well established, and I guess, like, in retconning it to be all from Joey's POV, it helps a little bit, but it's still not fun to play. Yeah, exactly. Why does Alice keep getting permadead when Sammy keeps coming back for infinity? Like, it seems unfair. Especially since, like, Malice kept getting screwed over. Like, arguably, a lot of the stuff that happened to her wasn't even her fault. Like, yeah, she is a cannibal, but, like, she really only became that way after Joey fucked everything up for her. Like, Susie doesn't strike me as the type of person who would have just become a cannibal someday. It's like, actually, a really good comparison would be Miss Delight. Okay, so I can't believe I'm about to fucking say this. Spoiler alert for Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 if you haven't seen that already. Because Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 is genuinely really good. But there's a section in the game where you go into a place called the schoolhouse and you learn about someone named Miss Delight, who is like a teacher to the kids that used to be there. And her story is very similar to Malice's in that she and the fellow teachers helped out with the Hour of Joy, which was basically the event where everyone got killed. It's not really spoilers. But then she and the other teachers got locked in the schoolhouse, and they started to starve because they're toys that need to eat. That's horrifying. But they started to starve to death, and it got to a point where all the teachers were starting to think about turning on each other, and Miss Delight was like the first on the list of people they were probably going to kill. So she acted first, and she killed all of her sisters. And it was only then that the playhouse got unlocked again. Something else too, though, is that, like, even Poppy Playtime agrees that people don't just become like that, though. Because the person who locked Miss Delight in there was Catnap, and Miss Delight just straight up says in one of the notes, like, after the door got unlocked, that he seemed happy that she was the one who survived. Like, he singled her out or something. Why would he do that unless Miss Delight was already showing some, like, tendencies that she might be able to slip into that mental state? So, like, with Susie's cannibalistic tendencies, like, there's such a big disconnect between Susie Campbell and Alice Angel. God, Miss Delight is so fucking cool. I'm not gonna. No, we're ranting about Batim. We're ranting about Batim. I'll do Poppy Playtime next. But, like, Miss Delight is so cool. I'm so happy they didn't show her in any promotional material. But, but there's such, like, a big disconnect between Susie Campbell and like, Malice Angel. I keep calling her Malice because there's two Alices. And also, you get it. Like, yeah, exactly. It's like Alice just, like, had such a big flip that it's, like, hard to follow. Whereas with Miss Delight, you can see exactly how she arrived at the mental state she did, down to the way her mechanics work. Because she says in one of the notes that if she doesn't move, her sisters think that she's dead, and that's, like, how she got the drop on them, was like, playing dead. And during her chase, she does the same thing with you, just out of habit. So it, like, explains why she's a weeping angel without telling you that she's going to be a weeping angel, so you can already get an idea of that boss fight, and it, like, foreshadows how it's gonna work. And that's so fucking cool. And it's just such a good idea. It's, like, such a good Weeping Angel segment, too, because, like, the Weeping Angel segment from Poppy Playtime compared to, like, fucking Security Breach is night and day. Not to accidental pun, but, like, because, like, in Security Breach, they just throw a bunch of endoskeletons into a room, and you have to just, like, dodge past all of them, and it's just not a very well set up section. Like, it creates a bunch of tension because you have to, like, do all of it in one go and you can't die, but, like, there's just too many of them. It's less scary and more, like, the tension comes from the fact that if you fail, you have to do it all over again, and there's just so fucking many of them. Whereas with Miss Delight, it holds that fear factor, and the level is designed around the fact that you have to keep moving quickly. Because, like, with Weeping Angels, what you can do is you can just stand still and never move, and your character will never die, because Weeping Angels can only move when you're not looking at them. But the way that it's set up in Poppy Playtime is that you always constantly have to be moving because of the way the green hand works. Because it's on a timer. And if you stop moving, then you have to do a big chunk of the puzzle all over again because you ran out of time. Which means you're constantly on your feet, which means you're constantly looking away from Miss Delight, which means she's constantly chasing you. It's such a good Weeping Angel segment. I completely forgot about the coffins when I was watching, because I haven't played Dark Revival myself, but I've watched Dako play it, and I actually genuinely completely forgot about the coffins. Because it's like, they really just don't come up again. Like, even in Bendy and the Ink Machine, they don't really seem to hold a bunch of significance, unless MatPat's theory about the souls is correct. In which case, that makes it more questioning, because, like, does Henry have a coffin? Because there's no way that Joey didn't kill Henry, right? Like, Henry can't just be, like, a recreation. That doesn't seem right. I don't believe him. I don't believe Shocker, I don't believe Joey Drew when he says things. I love how, like, intertwined with the entire FNAF universe Dawko has become. He's kind of just become, like, a living Easter egg. It's really
I'm back
cool.
with a warrant.
Again? Hello. You're the Sammy man. Would you still like to go off about Sammy? Because I think you'll do a better job than me.
He is such a good character arc. He has the best arc in the game, and it's only because he has the only arc in the game. Because, like, his story is so, like, it... I don't know how to explain it.
Sammy had so much potential to be such a cool character, which, like, I don't want to get super into it just because that's what we do in the rewrite, but, like, man, he and Norman Polk both had so much potential as characters that didn't really go anywhere. It's like, man, my PC is running Minecraft Java at max render distance. Tide, why are you doing this to yourself? I'm really curious what they're gonna do with Sammy in the cage. That was a whole thing. Plus, like, the cage happens in the middle of Dark Revival, right? So he's gonna die in the end. So I'm really curious what their plan is, but, like, in a good way. But I've been, like, staying away from cage conversations, honestly, just because I want to be surprised.
What in the fuck is Cage?
Oh, you don't even know! Okay, so yeah, they're coming out with, like, a new spin-off for Dark Revival called The Cage that stars Henry and Sammy. Like, apparently working together.
Oh my god! What?
Yeah! So...
Holy fuck!
Yeah, so in the Batim server, Tide has been posting a bunch of the teasers, but I've been trying to stay away from the main discussion just because I don't want spoilers. Like, the teasers are fine, but, like, I'm worried about leaks. I don't want any leaks. But it looks really cool. The graphics are really cool. I think Sammy's gonna finally get the fucking gun, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong.
Holy shit!
Don't correct me.
This is everything I've ever wanted. Oh my god. This is like, oh my fucking god.
You understand
Finally,
my emotions
they're
towards Dark
exploring their
Revival now.
interesting character.
You understand my emotions towards Dark Revival now. I
God.
thought you knew. I should have told you. It does fucking what now? That's so fucking cool. Holy shit.
What? Is it a 3D game? Is it?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh my god. How are they even doing that?
They're deranged. Okay, yeah, so the shading in the cage looks really fucking good.
Oh wow. Oh, that looks pretty cool.
I have not seen the Steam page, and I will not be going there purely because I want to go in as blind as I can.
Let's hope they actually fucking handle Sammy properly this time.
I'm just really curious because Sammy literally only gets like 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, like 2 seconds of screen time in Dark Revival, and at the end of those, he gets fucking shot. So I'm really curious as to
Dies
what
a horrible
happens.
death.
Because they can't do too much with him, because he has to die soon.
They could if they weren't fucking cowards.
I just realized something. Black Mesa in the Wholebri universe is like... What? It's like Aperture. Like fucking cloning people. Please tell me that in the Wholebri universe, Aperture Science is just fucking normal.
Aperture would try and create the ultimate life form.
Excellent. Nobody but you is that pointlessly cruel. Two.
Everyone get ready, British people are about to be real. There he is.
Shut it right down.
Alright, I think I am ready to call it here. We made a lot of really good progress. We moved on to the line art, so...
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Alright.
No.
I am going to save this.
Fuck. Shit.
I love this gunfire in the background while I'm trying to close this out.